Ooh. What it do, motherfuckers? It's your boy Derek on the mic again, but this time we're not talking sports today. No, we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna talk Doctor Strange in the Multiverse movie and some other things that go in with all that too as well. But before we get started, I do want to give a shout out. But before I give a shout out to all of my sponsors, I do want to give out my condolences. And I want to make sure I say this right. So I got it pulled up. The Uvalde, there was a shooting that happened in Uvalde, Texas, and 18 kids that were in elementary school got shot, and I believe 2 teachers. One was a 4th grade teacher named Eva, and just want to give out my condolences to them and their families, and things like this shouldn't be happening. But just want to shed some light on that, let everybody become aware of it, in the very beginning of our show, instead of like the end or middle or anything like that, or just not bring it up at all, because things like this need to have a lot of light shed to it. No 18-year-old kid should be walking around with an AR-15, and no one should be shooting their grandmother or shooting 18 kids for that matter. So condolences to their families. Without further ado, though, we'll get started for the show today. Make sure that you guys subscribe below. We only need 894 more subscribers to hit 1,000. Be sure to hit that like button. And shout out to Mark Novakovic. Go ahead and follow him on YouTube. You can subscribe to him. You can probably follow him in the awesome channels inside my page if you guys go to that. But just type his name, Mark Novakovic, inside YouTube. And also shout out to SmittyBlack.com. He's got loads of great music that's on there. His new album, The Art of Procrastination, came out a few months ago. Check that out also on Apple Music and Spotify. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce 2 individuals. The first one goes by Danaconda at night and Brother Dan during the day. How you doing, Brother Dan?
I'm doing well. I got 2 beers on me right now.
Double fisting. And the next one is I don't have any nicknames for this guy. Let me think. I'm just gonna introduce it. It's the one, the only Jonathan Miller.
Hey, how you doing? I'm also double fisting.
Hey.
Water, love, water. It's all right. And you know what? You could have called me J Mill.
J Mills in the house.
Damn.
J Mills. J Mills.
Any other nicknames? Man, no. Nothing.
J Mills.
I used to get called Finley when I was a child for some reason. I was called Finley. It was a very weird nickname for me.
J Mills at night, Finley during the day.
Finley during the day. I like that. I like it.
Oh, guys.
This is the front party in the back.
So we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. You guys can see the ticker at the bottom. But before we get started, I want to ask a question. Do you think this movie should have been a horror film? Because it wasn't rated as such. It was just a regular Marvel film. Thoughts on it?
Dan, you want to start?
Yes, I do.
Sure.
Could have been rated as a horror film. It was a little dark. It had some jumps in there, but nothing too crazy. They're going in a darker tone with the whole Marvel universe. But I think it was fine the way it was.
Okay. What about you, John?
I had been hearing rumors that it was gonna be Marvel's kind of first horror film unofficially, or at least in the MCU. So I'd been kind of expecting that, and then they were actually trying to downplay it when it was coming out. I'd heard, so I actually thought I thought it was darker than I actually expected. A little more graphic with some of the deaths. I don't want to spoil anything, but there were some deaths that I didn't expect, as graphic as they were, as visual as they were. And I can understand how some little children would have been scared by it. I mean, if you're taking your kids, it's not going to be, the first Iron Man. Actually, that was pretty adult myself, I think. But, it's not going to be like the new Miss Marvel movie or, anything like that with America Chavez, more teenage oriented. I mean, I can understand how it was more geared towards adult, but I don't know. I like the PG-13 rating. I thought they did a good job with it.
Yeah, it was pretty graphic and pretty gruesome. This is going to be nothing but spoilers on this show.
All right, well, then let's go. I guess it's been a couple of weeks.
I'll even put that in the caption when I go to share it on Facebook for everyone to know. But
sure.
There is loads of spoilers in here. Sorry. But watch the movie first before you watch the show. It's up to you guys.
Yeah.
Fair enough, because
Oh,
I'm gonna play the shit out of it.
At least you'll be looking for stuff. If you watch this before you watch the movie, you know what to look for when you go to watch it.
I
Just
love
like
it.
it's like a guideline.
Yeah, exactly. Just be prepared.
So, my first question for you guys, I'll start with Jonathan. And
Yes.
is Wanda dead?
Oh man. So I definitely don't think so. I mean, if we're talking just from what we saw in the movies, I personally think like that flash of red light and everything. I think that's maybe her casting a spell. Maybe, they never talk about like when a villain tries to pull powers from someone, they're getting something, they get a little something out of it. So you never see it go back. So maybe she got a little bit of power. Maybe I don't know. She's a Scarlet Witch. I don't think a bunch of rocks falling out on her is gonna kill her. I just, I was shocked enough that a statue fell on Captain Marvel. Spoiler later in the movie, and that killed her. Captain Marvel's supposed to be able to bust through powerful ships and almost kick Thanos' ass. Like a stone statue shouldn't have done it. So no, I think Wanda's alive and well for sure. We'll see her again.
You think she's alive?
Season 2. Enough said.
You said season
Done.
2?
Mm-hmm. Season 2.
I mean,
You're done with it? Sound like,
I hope so. I fucking hope so.
it's definitely like an unwritten rule, I guess, that pretty much if you don't see a body, that character is probably not dead. So.
Yeah, I think we won't see her for a minute. I think something's gonna happen where maybe she, doesn't appear for a while. But the way they're building the universe anyway, with the multiverse and Kang coming in with everything that's going to be happening in the quantum realm, I think we're going to need her down the road. So I think they're going to bring her back, redeem her, make her something super powerful that could at least go toe to toe with at least some of these future villains. Maybe Dr. Doom or Doom.
You know what I thought was weird though? Why didn't Wanda search for another Vision, like another version of him, anyways? Because like if you remember from the end of WandaVision, the TV show, I guess you could say on Disney. At the end, you see both Visions talking to each other, and one of them shoots off the sky and just disappears. That's the carbon copy Vision, and then obviously the Vision that was in her world is obviously gone because she, returned everything to normal. But sort of. My question is, why didn't she search for another Vision? Her whole purpose was to look for her kids.
Can I lead off?
Yeah, I'll go with you, Danny.
Well, it's simple. Thanos killed him right away. Remember when he gets the whole time stone out of his head? And then, actually, it was Wanda that took it out. And then he did the reverse time thing, put it back in his head, and it was pulled out. He died. So, Thanos is almost in every universe, right? At least the whole Infinity War saga. So, what if he's dead? So if she were to go on each one, he'd be dead. Unless she went further back in time, they wouldn't have that relationship, that love for one another. So it'd just be like starting back over.
Okay, so you think Vision's death is essentially inevitable in like every reality?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's an interesting take. All right.
What about you, Milo? What do you think, J Mill?
I'll be honest. So this is something I've wrestled with. Like, she didn't search for Vision. She didn't search for her like a version of her brother, her parents, other people that should be just as important. I don't know. I feel like she's so focused and just kind of, I don't know. I think she's just hyper focused. Maybe it's just a plot hole. But one thing I didn't understand, if she can create Vision the first time, she's just getting more powerful. She can create the twins the first time. Why go through all this murdering? Quite frankly, a fuck ton of people. Why not just create them again? I don't understand that. So I don't know why she didn't look for a Vision. I don't know why she didn't look for other people or come up with a safer solution. But I think it's the Darkhold. Honestly, I think the Darkhold's got her, and they know that's the way she's going to go if they want to enact violence, and that's what the Darkhold wants: evil, violence.
Sure, Darkhold does change people. Yeah. I could see that. Maybe like it just it fed off of something that was so strong in her because she
Exactly.
created
It was
that.
fresh.
And not only that, in her mind, she kind of came to the realization that Vision is dead, and I'm thinking in WandaVision, she came to that realization. So after the fact,
Okay.
she's like, "Well, my kids weren't dead. I created them.
Right.
Maybe I can go find them somewhere else now."
Okay.
Which brings me to a question: why didn't she just search in another universe where she died and her kids could have just been orphans? I mean, there's infinite universes out there. I'll go with you,
Solid
John.
question. So I'll keep it short. Really, I think she would have if she'd gotten the power. Don't forget, they were going into universes kind of because of where America Chavez randomly, when her powers would kick in, they'd jump into a new universe. So I just don't think she had the time. Has she been able to acquire the power instead of just chasing after them wherever they went? I think that could have been maybe a reality. Or Doctor Strange could have just said, "Hey, man, let's do this together." But yeah, I think she maybe would have thought of it, but I just don't think she had the time yet because she was still chasing Doctor Strange in America.
What about you, Danny?
Oh, simple. You just can't take something out of a different universe in a different time or reality, except things to be stable. Incursion, or like the whole like time gap changes. So it wouldn't be that simple just to go in that universe and take something without there be a magnitude of different effects.
So you think she thought about those effects? Okay.
I mean, but I think it wouldn't be the same because she'd still be.
I mean, she's obviously not stupid. I mean, I was thinking about this. Like, if she had enough trickery to try and trick Doctor Strange until like thinking he was in an apple orchard, like
Right. That was
you had enough time to do that. You could have done some research, and visited some of these timelines. But maybe you're right. Maybe she just didn't have as much time as what I thought she did.
Yeah, and she didn't have the power herself. She was trying to get it so she could, search the universes. So I just think that one, where she comes across her kids and the other Wanda, I think that was just an unfortunate, coincidence that she ran into an acting mother, coincidentally also without Vision. So yeah, maybe he's gone in all realities.
Yeah, it could probably get really overwhelming of being infinite universes and not knowing where to start.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking infinite, I mean that's a lot of options to have to go through.
Like, where do I start? Go ahead, Danny.
It's fortunate she didn't have a vision how to get her kids.
But
that's funny.
Also, who built that Darkhold tomb for the Scarlet Witch? Not necessarily for WandaVision herself, but they built that tomb for the Scarlet Witch when they would actually get there. So my question is, who did that?
Yeah, Danny.
Go ahead, Danny.
Demons in the Marvel Universe. There's a plethora of demons in the whole Marvel Universe. I mean, do I know which one it is? No, but you can go to the Ghost Rider series. You can go to different other series, and the whole comic book.
Yeah, there's a ton that we don't know about.
Yeah, Dormammu or whatever from the first Doctor Strange. I mean, you just don't know. Dark Entities type stuff. I don't know. I mean,
they know the future though.
I mean, what about the Outer Gods? What about Eternals? What about stuff? It could be a.
Yeah. There's so much we don't really know, I guess.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
No, Danny, were you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Just tell you.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. I mean, I actually was thinking initially that it could have just been the Scarlet Witch herself, had either those creatures, those giant guardians maybe build it for her or with her magic. But I mean, if that's the source of her power, if that's like initially where, everything started, I mean, maybe it was Mephisto, maybe it was, they've been kind of potentially teasing him for a while. It could have been the devil himself, Death, Lady Death, who they haven't really brought into it, but I don't know. It's hard to say. It's so I think it was maybe a larger entity. I think a demon or some sort of like a dark devil type creature could have done it.
It could be Mephisto.
Yeah, Mephisto. Yeah. It could be. I think it'd be an interesting one.
He's got to control things. He knows what's going to happen before it happens, essentially.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Speaking of the Darkhold,
Yes.
Doctor Strange, that is he corrupted by the Darkhold, or because there's so many things that go into this, because obviously it was destroyed, but is he corrupted by it, and or is there like another version of Doctor Strange? Is he going to be like, is this gonna like help his powers? Do you think this is gonna like corrupt him in a way? And I'll start with you, Danny.
I think it's corrupted in a limited capacity. I don't think it's all the way yet. I think the book's destroyed. That entity, that whatever from the Darkhold, is still there. But I think in the long run, he's going to gain the Darkhold's powers and use it as one of his arsenals at the end of the day. So whenever they make a Doctor Strange 3 or whenever that's down the Marvel Universe or down the lines, I think he'll be using that power going forward, the dark powers, to strengthen himself as a sorcerer. I also think, spoiler alert, if movies and comics, that might be his girlfriend from the, or maybe in an alternate universe, a sorcerer supreme. So
Are you talking about Clea from the end?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if they're sticking anywhere near the source material, yeah, because if I read it right, she's supposed to be Sorcerer Supreme of the Dark Dimension, which is crazy because that's where Dormammu resides. So I don't know, but yeah, they get like married or something in the comics, which is crazy.
Yeah, my question for her is like, what does she have to do in the next one? Because she came out of nowhere and she was like, "You got to come with us to this dark
Come
dimension."
with us,
You started an incursion,
right?
know? And it's in the dark dimension though, so it's like, I don't know, like what does she have to do, or what do they have to do?
destroyed.
You said what?
The book got destroyed. It wasn't supposed to be destroyed in every universe. Thus, an incursion.
Could be, yeah, lost ancient magical relic or something like that. That's an interesting one. I wonder. Yeah, I when she showed up, and took him to the dark dimension, I was kind of shocked by that because I wasn't initially sure, and I was like, that looks like, the same stuff from the first movie, but yeah, I don't know. They could take in a million different directions. They didn't give us a whole lot, but I don't know. I'm excited for it. And also, to answer the previous question, I don't necessarily think that he's been massively corrupted by the Darkhold. Like Danny said, I think in limited capacity, I think it's taken some influence on him. But kind of like the Ancient One who took power from the Dark Dimension. I think he's just going to start utilizing different sources of magic. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, he has essentially like a photographic memory where he sees things and he can remember spells from seeing them on a page that got ripped out. So I can imagine him having some of that still in his head, and maybe when he goes to sleep at night, or he's going to see it. I don't know. I think they can really play into that to where he can move forward. Plus, the eye, I was reading, is supposed to give him, at least in the comics, sight on the truths and be able to see things that are hidden. So it's supposed to give him some like extra dimensional like sight, so to speak. So I wonder if that'll come into play, or if it's an evil tactic. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. What do you think his the third eye does for, and what's its purpose, Danny?
I think it's going to be supposed to be one of the strongest sorcerers in of his kind. As the sorcerer stated in the first Doctor Strange, I just think it's going to gain him new abilities. And like the other ones, we're not going to go on these grounds. They're not welcome for us or whatever. He's like, I'm getting all the abilities I can. I'm going to be the best. I'm going to learn all the dark arts. I'm going to have everything. So I think he's going to need that, especially
Sure.
to say with all the super villains coming down the road.
Oh yeah.
What's the one I'm thinking of? The guy in Loki. Not Galactics.
That was at the end of the Loki show. Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, Kang the Conqueror. I think someone from dimension to dimension. I think he's gonna be bigger than Thanos. I think he's like, he even says to Loki, I can bring Thanos back and you can kill him, or I can rewrite history as you need it. I think he's gonna need that third eye for like troops down the road, like to stop someone like that.
Interesting.
In the dark dimension, to stop someone of that capabilities. So I don't know, maybe.
I think there might be a third Doctor Strange in his head because I don't know if you guys remember him falling to the floor and like screaming in agony. Like I feel like that third eye is another individual. It's like
It's like a different and like a different consciousness.
like a devil and an angel on your shoulder, but it's all in one.
Okay.
You know, kind of tells you, some like you should you do this or maybe this will help you, things like that. And if he's sleeping, man, he's gonna have to at least have one eye open. So,
Oh my god, I hate you, bro. I hate you.
I got
All right, well, thanks for having me on. I'm out of here. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, like I don't know. I feel like it's definitely gonna give him some more powers. I think because lately we haven't really seen any like bad, Avengers. Like we've seen them in the past, like some in the past, but we haven't had that in quite a while. So I'm thinking maybe, yeah, he's got the Darkhold on him, but maybe he is going to be like, because how do I explain it? Like maybe he will be a little bit evil, like a little bit, like for certain things, because
Almost like an anti-hero.
Yeah, not even like more like he thinks he has to make all the decisions and like he thinks that decision is the right decision. So that's why he's making it. Even though like in his mind, he might think he's being a hero. It's
Right.
actually more villainous in a way.
Kind of like what Tony ended up being, he made all these decisions, Ultron and, stuff that kind of were not great.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
it's going to make him look like a bad guy, honestly. That's my opinion on it. Which brings me to my next question, though. What is the incursion in the dark dimension? Like, what do you think what do you think that incursion is? Because obviously, Danny said that they destroyed the Darkhold in every single dimension.
Sure.
So maybe that caused the incursion. Now, what is the incursion going to be? What's the havoc? I'll let you start, Danny.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I haven't really had much time to think about it. If I had to think of that incursion that could possibly be maybe some shift of like demons getting released from their imprisonments. Let's say Dunamu was locked back up in the dark dimension. Maybe he breaks free. Or maybe he starts devouring people or stuff like that. I don't know. I haven't really got to think about it in that perspective. But you can go multiple different directions. Maybe the incursion wasn't from the dark dimension. Maybe it's just like, I don't know. You see the new Thor coming out in July, or the God Butcher. He kills gods. So maybe like certain maybe gods are not dying, like certain evil ones or stuff like that. Because they kind of all tie together. Him having the natural sword or whatever, the symbiotes and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So those all tying together. So maybe the incursion could be like maybe Venom popping up, because symbiotes is like Venom and stuff. So maybe, I don't know, like maybe different universes colliding together. If I'm making sense at all.
Yeah, you are.
Sure.
What about you? What about you, Miller? Jay Miller?
Man, I don't know. I realistically, I think they left it so open-ended because I don't even think Marvel knows, to be honest. And they've got such an open basket of things. I mean, maybe Wanda got injured. Maybe the Scarlet Witch lives, but Wanda herself got killed, and that wasn't supposed to happen. Maybe Agatha got released, which I think that question's coming up. Yeah. But I mean, it could be something with that. I almost hope they get away from it being another Wanda storyline. I really enjoyed it, but I don't need another movie of her being the villain again. I mean, it could be, it could be so many things realistically.
What if Agatha did get released, and she's in that dark dimension,
Sure,
causing havoc? I mean,
Yeah.
she's got to learn for her mistakes. Obviously, she's been in that mental prison. But since the dark in all universes, does that mean that she's been released from her prison and
Sure.
she's decided, I'm gonna take a different route?
Could be. Yeah. And I don't know if it'll tie in with anything that has to do with Kang the Conqueror, because he's more time related. So I mean, who knows? I mean, they could do something where Doctor Strange incidentally killed off somebody or somebody died that was supposed to be Kang's great grandfather. You know, man, they can go so many places.
So many. Go ahead, Danny.
Now thinking about it, what if it's because I was all over this place when I was explaining, so now I had a little thought about it. Okay, you had Richard Reed's, you had Professor Xavier, you had the Marvel, you have Miss Marvel's coming out, or the Marvels.
The Marvels, yeah.
You have Fantastic Four, you have the X-Men coming out in like 2023, 2024. So what if Doctor Strange did something and the whole book was destroyed or WandaVision or whatever, and their incursion happened? What if it has nothing to do with the dark hold?
Sure.
So I put two and two together. What if it's like for me getting released, like maybe Apocalypse? Maybe that dark hold maybe had someone like that trapped, or maybe like a Galactus.
Yeah, I could see that. Like maybe someone else had a dark hold on them before in the past, and they were villainous or something like that, and now that's been destroyed. There's no hold on that villain or whatever it is. I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I don't know about Agnes coming back, yet. I mean, I definitely think, we're going to get more of her. I thought I heard she was going to get a show. I don't know. But I don't know if that'll be like an old, a flashback to when she was younger. I don't know if it'll be a future story. Man, who knows? I'll be honest, I would almost be okay if they don't make it super tied into everything else. Like, I'm okay having some standalone stories that don't need to be tied in at every given point, just because it makes it so hard to stay up on every little thing. Who knows? It might not have anything to do with anything that we know anything about yet. It could be Dark Dimensions, a time without place, or a place beyond time. So I said that totally backwards. A place beyond time. So, realistically, it could have been something that happens 50 years from now, and she's got to come back to this point, because he didn't marry Christine. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see.
I'm dead, bro.
Maybe the incursion happened. Stopped it.
Okay. What did I say? So Cleo, what does she have to do the next day? We already talked about that. So some other questions I had is, why is the America Chavez the only version in, supposedly is what they said in Doctor Strange. Sure. She said that she was the only one, but how does she know that she's the only one? She says she's jumped from a few, dimensions.
There's 72. Yeah, but that's not that many.
Right. There's infinite amounts. There's so many of them. I know she's looking for her parents. That's another question I had. Do you think she'll find her parents? But I'll start with you, Danny.
You just give me the hard questions first. Again. All right. So if I had to guess, she has a very unique ability to go from multiverse to multiverse. So what would happen if there was an evil version of her? Everything would be destroyed. So obviously, it can only be one.
Okay, I can fuck with that.
Reduce.
Say that one more time.
No, it's just not. I won't say it again. Okay. You guys heard.
I'm gonna go back and watch.
Reproduce.
You said what?
The moms can't reproduce.
The moms can be terrible.
Her mom's gonna be what?
They can't reproduce because they're two moms together.
This motherfucker. Well, how did she come up in the first place? Obviously, they can.
A surrogate father.
We shall find them in the future. I think she will.
You think? You see, I don't think there'll necessarily be. I think she'll be a one and done, just because. I think it'll just be like a unique power. Plus, she said she doesn't dream, so I don't know, but kind of like how the Scarlet Witch is a multi-dimensional, multi-universal, being. I don't think she's that powerful, but I think the power is going to be that unique. To where, or maybe they'll come across somebody that's similar down the road, give her like an equal run for her money. But I think they're going to keep it unique just to make her like a special character that they need to get.
Makes sense. I think that the main what's that guy that Manifesto or
Mephisto, the demon.
The one who's in charge. No, the one who's in charge of the multiverses. You know what I'm talking about? He was in what movie did we just watch? I forgot. We might have been the last one. It's like the god of all of them.
Are you talking like from the Celestials? Are you talking like the one above all?
Yeah, above all of them.
Yeah. That dude runs all of everything. Oh, actually,
what if you mentioned her?
Do what?
What if he created her? What if that was his creation? Like not saying that them two didn't make her, but I'm just saying in general, like what if he created her and that's why she's the only one, because she has that ability to jump from timeline to timeline.
Sure. Yeah, I mean that's possible. I will say, actually, I don't know if you guys know who the Living Tribunal is, but he's like the right hand of the one above all, second most powerful person in all of everything. He makes an appearance. He actually has a cameo in the movie when they're flipping, like when he first goes through all the dimensions with her and they're, turning into colors and all that shit. When he first jumps through the portal with her, you see his face floating off to the side of the screen, like watching them. It's fucking crazy. I heard about it and then I caught it during the movie. It was awesome.
The Celestial?
Yeah. Did you see it again today?
Not even a Celestial. He is beyond a Celestial. He created the Celestials. It's called the Living Tribunal. He is the most powerful, like essentially God, the one above all, who they basically say is Stan Lee. But he's the peak, and then his right hand man, who's like the judge, the jury, the executioner of all the multiverse, is the Living Tribunal. Weirdly enough, they talk about him in the first Doctor Strange when they're talking about the weapons. Mordo pulls out a staff and he says, "This is the staff of the Living Tribunal." And he's talking about the artifacts and stuff. They don't talk about it after that, but little something there.
Yesterday, so I saw it a second time, and I'm like, I missed that a second time.
I didn't know about it until I watched something and they talked about it. But yeah, if you get a chance, it's right when they go through the portal, top left corner of the screen, you'll see a big like yellow face just watching them.
Interesting.
It's creepy. It's a cool little Easter egg. It's like a 0.2 seconds. It's cool.
I love Easter eggs too, dude. You guys know about any other Easter eggs that they got going on in this movie or no?
Man, I mean, I'm sure there was a million of them. I mean, if we're talking like future Marvel stuff, I mean, they've got like Bruce Campbell or whatever, the guy that's always in Sam Raimi's movies. He was the pizza ball guy that was punched himself. Little stuff. But Danny, did you catch anything extra? I feel like there should have been a lot, but
I'm sure I did, but I just really didn't pay attention. I mean, like, man, I can't think of it on the top of my head.
Sure. Yeah, I'm thinking right now even, and I'm like, I feel like it wasn't heavily loaded with a ton of extra, stuff. I don't know.
How did you guys feel about the very ending of the movie? Not the ending, not the clip afterwards, but the clip after that, when he was like, "It's over," and it's away. It's like you're like, "You motherfucker, dude."
Man, I don't know. I appreciate it, but your fans stick around for some stuff. Like I felt like that they could have done something mid-credit with him, but not say like it's over. But like I think there should have been. I don't know. I would have appreciated like a really good. They used to put in like full minute-long scenes, from future movies, and leave you totally hanging. I mean, they could have put something with Kang, Guardians 3. I'll be honest, Thor could have had a little, just because actually Thor has the new trailer. If you guys want to talk about it at the end, there's a trailer. There's a clip where you also see the Living Tribunal, which is crazy. It's a statue. It's not the actual guy. But
there's a new series coming to Disney too in August 17th. It's called The She-Hulk. Attorney at Law.
I'm excited, but the visual effects look so terrible.
Yeah.
She
A lot
looks.
of CGI.
Sonic.
Is there a lot
What's
of
that,
CGI?
Eddie?
Hopefully they fix it like they did with Sonic's teeth.
Man, I'm hoping so. Have you guys seen the? You guys have watched the trailer?
Not yet. I was going to. I just put it on my watch list.
Watch the trailer. Take 3 minutes and watch it because I mean it looks interesting. I'm excited to see it, but it doesn't look as proper, and it doesn't look as sharp as a lot of their visuals normally look. And I don't know if I don't know what that's about. I don't know. She looks a little almost just. There's not as much detail to her. She almost looks like photoshopped or filtered.
CGI.
You know? Yeah, very CGI.
I hope it's not as boring as the very first Hulk movie that came out. Not the one back in the 80s, but the one in like 2000.
Right, the one with Eric Bana.
Literally,
Yeah,
most
yeah, that
boring.
was not very good.
I only watched it like a second time because I wanted to figure out what's going on in there.
It was not good.
2002, or Edward Norton in 2008.
Oh yeah, are you talking the one with Edward Norton, or are you talking the one that came out like 20 years ago?
No, I'm not
With
talking
that.
about 20 years. I'm talking about the one that came out in 2000s.
Okay,
No.
well, they both came out in 2003 and 2008.
8.
The one that had Tony Stark in the cameo at the end.
Yes.
Oh, see, I actually love that movie.
Dude,
I love that movie. I really do.
boring.
I really enjoyed it.
And also,
And not for
the
being
first
like
one
comic accurate, but I enjoyed it so much.
2003 one was also boring, and so was the
I
one.
hated that one. That one sucked to me.
If you want to be
Oh,
technical, then Incredible Hulk was the first thing that started the whole MCU.
was it?
Yeah, Edward
I
Norton.
thought Iron Man was first. Iron Man appears at the end of.
No, Edward Norton was supposed to be the main actor for because if you refer to like Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, he refers to that movie saying I tried to suit myself, but then
Right.
that happened in the Edward Norton's Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
Actors.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, we're getting off topic. I'm sorry, guys. Let me bring it back. How did Wanda even find America in the first place? I'll let you go, Danny, because I don't even know how she did.
The Dark Hulk can go from universe to universe. Or more.
Yeah.
But how did she know to look for America? How did she even knew America even existed? We didn't know. Nobody else knew. No other superhero knew. All of a sudden, she knew.
Basically, if she's going to the Dark Hulk to try to save the kids from multiverse to multiverse or whatever, she would probably sense or feel her powers like go from universe to universe or multiverse, whatever you want to call it at this point. So I think she would have a feel of that kind of power coming that way when she was using that book.
Okay, I can see that. What about you, John?
Question, I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I agree. I was just thinking, through studying the Darkhold, I think she just was able to search. I don't know if she put out feelers for a specific power, or potentially maybe she just had a vision. Maybe something came to her with this girl being blasted through different universes, and and then she was like, "Oh, I need to find whoever that was." So yeah, I don't know if it was she stumbled across her by accident and then hunted down like exactly who she was, or if she knew I needed to find this specific girl. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm gonna blame the Darkhold for that one. That sneaky son of a bitch.
I feel like one of two things could have happened. I feel like there's more to the story, obviously, but I feel like not one of two things. One thing could have happened. I think you said this already, but I think she could have had a vision because everyone has a vision. And, that happened in another multiverse. So maybe because she's been going through 72 of them, maybe she happened to run into one of the WandaVisions in those 72.
I love that you keep calling her WandaVision.
I mean, what? You know what I mean.
Can I tell you something, Eric, real quick? She went through 72 visions, that whore.
This guy. Well, that's for sure.
All over the multiverse.
Could there be an Earth 1616 version of Illuminati? Because I was liking. I've always wanted the Illuminati to be incorporated in the MCU. I kind of like how they added this in the Doctor Strange version, but they only have it in 836, I think it was. Do you think?
Yeah, 836. Yeah. Or was it 838? Whatever it was. Yeah.
I think it's 838. You're gonna be.
Yeah.
But do you guys think there's a version of that out here?
So I was thinking about this one a lot. So I feel like this might be a potential plot hole, because if you guys remember in the Spider-Man, the second Spider-Man movie, Far From Home with oh God, what was his name with the Jake Gyllenhaal's character?
Mysterio.
Mysterio. Thank you. Goodness, I keep wanting to say Mephisto. Mysterio. He says, "Oh, I'm from a different universe or a different, whatever dimension. Uh, you know, you guys are Earth 616." But he's making that shit up, because he was just a man on Earth using technology. And then now all of a sudden it's canon. So I don't know if they thought about that. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I think there definitely is. I think there is an Illuminati on Earth, and I think this is going to be their introduction of how they can be like, yes, we were playing behind the scenes. We couldn't reveal ourselves. Even with Thanos, we have more on the line than that. So I think this is a good way for them to bring in Fantastic Four, even the X-Men. Without it being like, oh, huge plot hole. Where were they? I think they were there the whole time, just behind the scenes.
What about you, Danny?
Well, about the Illuminati, they're everywhere. So I don't know how I felt about it. It kind of mind fucked me a little bit when I watched the film. Actually, mind fucked me a second time when I watched the film.
Yeah.
I really don't have much to say on it at this time, but I will say, what fucking tripped me out about the movie the most? What if there's actually a real multiverse in real life and there's multiple versions of us? Like, what if there's someone out there like me, but more muscular? Here I am, fuck, drinking beer.
I know there might be one of me that's like 6'3". Oh, that'd be so nice.
There's another me out there that doesn't smoke weed, that is a goody two shoes, probably a politician or some shorts or some.
That's a big dick. Yeah, for sure.
Small dick for sure. Like,
No. Question. I do have an answer to that. I was fucking around, but yeah, I think there could be a version of that, but different heroes or different villains. I don't think it has to be Marvel. I don't think there's be the British Captain America, Peggy,
Captain Carter.
Captain Carter. There we go.
Yeah.
And I think it could just be different people. I don't know. I mean,
sure.
As they stated, Doctor Strange created them by making the hard choices.
Sure.
So
when he was getting judged, he's like, "We were created through you."
Yeah.
So what if it was in a dark dimension and he has to create the Illuminati for the 616? Maybe we're about to see them introduce it because he's going to create them. That's a good one.
Maybe that's just it. Maybe the incursion is he hasn't created them. He was supposed to, and who knows? So, question: Are we talking any more about the Illuminati, or is this the question about them?
No, this is the only question I had for him. But go ahead.
All right. How do you guys feel about the fact? So I loved the cameos. Like, I was happy with John Krasinski. Like, I'm happy with Professor X showing up. But do you feel like they have now burned their bridge for that being like a surprise casting or an exciting casting? Like, people have already seen it for, John Krasinski. Do you think people will still be as excited now, knowing that he just got his ass whooped like that? Do you think it burned any bridge?
He's been wanting to be in it for a while too. But go ahead, Danny.
I bet you his actual wife he's actually married with, and the line's going to be in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I would love it. I know that's been a fan casting for a while, and that's why I was excited to see it. But after they did it, I was like, man, I really want him for the real movie. Maybe they'll bring him back, but hopefully they don't burn this, awesome idea of a fan casting, because I think it'd be great. I think they'd both be great. But I just hope they didn't burn that bridge and, I think go with somebody else that's going to be inferior and piss a lot of people off.
Yeah, I mean, I want him to be in it. It just kind of sucks because I feel like they're kind of inferior. Like, they're not – I feel like they got defeated that quick, man. Like,
they got defeated real quick. And they were able to come up and beat Thanos like it was nothing. And, like, there's only a few of them. There's
And they
like
were
5
talking
of
so
them.
much. They were so confident too, man. They're like,
So
"Oh,
confident.
she's not going to do anything." I'm like,
We
"She
can handle her.
them like they were nothing." Was it
Yeah.
Charles Xavier? She just popped his head, or was it him? No.
Nah.
She snapped Charles's neck. She pops Black Bolt's head from him screaming, and
Oh,
then
that's what it
actually
was.
does it. Mr. Fantastic. She like unfurls him, and then his head explodes.
That's fucking brutal. You know who I think will be in the future films? I think John Krasinski. How do you pronounce his last name?
Krasinski.
Krasinski.
I think his wife's gonna be like the wife of him. Who knows what Johnny Storm and the Thing's gonna be?
Sure.
But I can only imagine. I do think they will bring Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine with
Yeah.
Xavier and Black Bolt. Don't care about Black Bolt.
Yeah, they did him dirty. They did him dirty in the Inhumans for sure.
Yeah,
He's not going to have a whole lot of fans. Yeah,
No. And he's a dope character. He's so fucking powerful. He can shatter solar systems when he yells. Like it's nuts. He's so crazy powerful.
What's that?
Disappointing.
Didn't Wanda do that at one point in time? Wasn't she able to like scream or something like that?
I don't know. I don't know if I remember that power. I mean, maybe just by yelling and then just being powerful. I don't know.
Well, you know,
Maybe.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna make a Goku joke. You know, the more you yell, the more powerful you get.
Absolutely. But Wanda and her brother, they could never say it when the Age of Ultron came out because they didn't have the rights. But now that the X-Men in the future and the Fantastic Four, they will always be known as mutants.
Right. In the comics, especially.
Were they mutants though in this movie? That's what another question I was going to have. I never wrote it down. Obviously, the X-Men is joining the MCU, but the ones that we saw, were they mutants?
Like
I mean,
Captain,
I don't know.
it's supposed to be, what was it called? Vibranium?
Vibranium.
It should have been the same thing as Wolverine's fucking claws.
Yeah, that's why they went with the adamantium.
Yeah, so it was just like certain things they had to change because they didn't have the rights.
Right.
I think they're gonna bring Apocalypse back too down the road. Just hopefully it's not terrible this time.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Put the X-Men in it too. Like, I feel like Charles Xavier is definitely going to make another appearance in the future too. He'll just be from some other, universe.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go. I think this was a fan casting. I don't see them bringing him back too much.
Not a lot. Popping here and there,
I don't know, or they just killed him off and that's it.
That'd be fucked up.
That'd be fucked.
That's another thing with the John Krasinski thing too, as well. I hope they didn't just do that.
Right. Yeah. I don't. We'll see.
One thing I want to say before we go, I don't know if you guys are going to talk about anything else, but I don't know if you remember what Wong said, because he says how everyone dreams about something in the universe. He mentioned he was getting constantly attacked by clowns in his dream. Does that mean there's another clown universe out there where he's being attacked by clowns, bro?
Definitely. That's sad, little man.
We all float here.
Oh man,
yeah, he's getting his ass kicked by clowns daily for sure.
If anything, at the very end, I feel like that should have been the clip at the end instead of them saying
that would have been so funny. Him like sleeping and then like a vision of that. That would have been so amazing. That would have been a perfect ending.
Oh,
absolutely.
Man. And they should put me on it like your guys' little marketing thing. I'll tell you what to put at the end, man. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been absolutely hilarious. Just
that would have been great. Yeah.
The clowns attacking. You got it in the background, like
just a bunch of different. I love it. You got Bozo coming in somehow. I'm all about it. I love it. Oh, that's shit.
Just thought I'd throw that in there. But you guys got anything else that you guys want to add or throw in there?
The
next that you want to talk about some things at the end. I know we got She-Hulk coming up.
Yeah, She-Hulk will be cool. I know they've got the Miss Marvel TV show coming out with Kamala Khan. I think that'll be cool. It's more teenage friendly, but I think it'll set up the Marvels movie. And then that Thor trailer, man, that thing looks absolutely fantastic. Like you said, the Necro sword. Coming. I mean, so that sword, Derek, I don't know if you read, I know you mentioned it, Dan, being connected to the symbiotes and, Null, who's like the king of the symbiotes. But that sword was used to cut off a Celestial's head. And that's where they created Nowhere in the Guardians of the Galaxy. So that head that's floating in space, that was the head of a Celestial that was cut off using that sword that is going to be in Thor, in the new Thor movie. That's the weapon the guy uses to try and kill everybody.
And that's how he gets power. Well, most of it's power. Because if you guys don't know the what's the word I'm looking for? Back God, Gore the God Butcher.
Sure.
Basically, he grew up on a unidentified planet. I believe his mother and dad got sick or whatever. One died. He's walking out of nowhere, like some place trying to get off his planet. A god's fucking come down, kills a god, shit gets splashed in his face, and he had like a crooked leg or like a messed up leg. So when that blood got squashed on him after he killed that injured god, he got certain abilities. And he just always questioned gods, like, where are you? They were sick. This, and that. I'm going to despise all gods and kill them. Became like Gore the God Butcher. I mean, I recommend reading the backstory. I don't know if I even explained that right.
Sure. No, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not as familiar, so I can't speak too much to the backstory. But I think he's going to be absolutely badass, and I love that he's not super CGI'd. You know, it's mainly like makeup and some visuals.
And I think that's why some people are going to have a problem with it, because in the comic books, Gore doesn't have a nose.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
but
I mean, they could always hide it with some CGI.
He looks better with a nose.
Yeah. I think it'll look, but you know, they were able to do it with Voldemort, so you know, I mean, they could have maybe done it with him, but I think maybe they didn't do that because it would have been such a resemblance to Voldemort that you know, people wouldn't have been able to get that out of their heads. I know I already thought that when I saw him, and I was like, oh shit, make that a little slit with the eyes and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, Harry Potter, kids who die.
And they're also going to have his ex-girlfriend in there, I guess, Thor's.
Yeah, Jade.
She can wield the hammer.
Yeah, and the comics, actually, she has a better connection to Mjolnir than he does. She's actually, she can use it more.
Yeah. Obviously, they show that in that trailer, too.
She uses the power because she has cancer.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
She has cancer?
In the comics, she does. Yeah, so then she gets the power, and yeah, it's crazy.
Gods can get that?
Yeah, well, she got it before I think she got cancer before she gained the power of Thor. And then, she gets a hammer. But yeah, I don't know if they'll connect that to the ether, maybe giving her cancer. Maybe she got the power from ether. I don't know.
I sure hope not, because I love Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman's amazing.
Yeah.
I hope
it's fantastic.
They're in the Marvel universe. It's not even funny. Oh, God.
Yeah, these good peoples. But no, I think it's going to be a great movie, and the visually, I just think it looks fantastic. I'm excited for Thor, and I think this actually is potentially shaping up to be one of the best Marvel movies with one of the best villains. I think Christian Bale will just be. I think he's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I really do.
He was a great Batman, so I mean, he can only be a great one.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
I don't think it's going to be over after one part. I think Love and Thunder, I could see it potentially being the first Marvel movie besides Infinity War with 2 parts.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of comedy in this too. Like a lot.
A lot of comedy, but not as much as Ragnarok. I think this will be a little more serious where Ragnarok went. I felt like just even like with Hela, a lot of it with her being evil was like she was still being funny about it. I think this motherfucker is going to be just vicious. This dude is not holding back. I think this is going to be crazy, and it's going to feel a nice conflict. Go ahead.
Sorry, it's on my mind. I don't want to forget it.
No, you're good.
Go off or anything. In the comic books, it takes 3 alternate Universal Thors to defeat Gore the God Butcher.
So you think someone else is coming in?
So I think Natalie Portman's gonna.
Oh yeah. I think she will. Maybe they'll bring in somebody else. Shit, who knows, man? There could be some crazy stuff. Maybe Zeus will get in on the action with Valkyrie, and they'll just tag team beat the shit out of him.
That's not what I think at all.
No.
I could be a solid Zeus.
I don't want to say it because last time I said something, I ruined Star Wars Episode 7.
You did.
And I
So,
was
see, the thing is, Danny told us that Han Solo was going to die,
Yeah.
but he didn't even know yet. And he like ruined it for us. Like he was just joking around. He's like, yeah. Have you guys seen the movie yet? No. Well, Han Solo's gonna die. And then as we were watching in a theater with Danny, Han Solo died. You've never seen so many heads turn so fast to Danny. Like, and the day when after the movie left, or after the movie was over, I've never seen him leave a theater so quickly.
I don't think I had friends after that. I'm like, fuck. So I'm not gonna on the movie what's gonna happen. I think there'll be 2 parts to Thor: Love and Thunder, but I don't know. I think there's gonna have to actually be 3 Thors, not like a Zeus, not like a Natalie Portman's Thor.
Sure.
From the multiverse, there's gonna have to be 3 to kill Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah.
Or
I'll be honest. I hope they don't bring the multiverse into this. I don't want that to be the concept in every movie. I want it to just. But I mean, I actually, when I was watching some stuff last night, they were all talking about the multiverse and how they're going to bring somebody in. So I mean, that very well could be the case.
it could be a 3-hour movie like Batman was. I mean, they've been doing that. Like, instead of it being like 3 different parts, it could be 2 3-hour movies.
I actually heard that it's going to be one of their shortest movies. I heard it's going to be less than 2 hours.
I heard that too. I'm talking. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I heard it's supposed to be like an hour and like 30 minutes or something.
Nah, I heard an hour 50, something like that. But still,
That's still pretty
I mean,
long.
it's like their 3rd shortest movie of all time in the MCU, and only by like 2 minutes.
Was the Hulk the shortest, or was that just like the extremely long?
I think the Hulk was the shortest. I think it was 153, and this one is going to be 155. They're saying.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
I thought maybe it would be like 3 hours long. I guess not.
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe that'll be good. Maybe short, sweet. Give us some, some good punch. We'll see.
2 parts.
Could be. Keep it shorter. 2 parters.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
And just make the second one super long so they can tie some things together.
Yeah.
You guys got anything else you guys want to add about any other future movies that are coming up?
Oh man. I don't know. I'm excited. We got Guardians at the end of the year. Something in the fall. I don't even know. We got a bunch of stuff coming up. I'm excited.
It's been a solid year for the MCU.
It's been a solid year. We'll see where they go from here. I hope that they I'm almost worried that they're pumping out so much stuff though. I hope their quality doesn't start slipping. I want them to just stay top notch, I'd almost rather than back off and not give us 10 shows and movies a year and make it just excellent. But
relax, calm down there, buddy.
yeah, but you know what? They have so many properties. I just I can even see them in the future doing different universes where they don't really, they're, hey, this is 836 or whatever, 838, 6, and they have nothing to do with each other just so they can tell stories that haven't, like in comics, how many comic books are actually out there? There's tons of stories, but, a lot of times they're not even, connected. They're one-offs.
I like the TV shows. I feel like they need to add more TV shows for me, but movies, they can tone down the movies a little bit so that way they're not saturating the market and making it really,
Sure.
That's right. Though, I mean, we haven't had movies like this is the first time in we had Black Widow, then we had Shang-Chi, Legend of Ten Rings, Eternals, Spider-Man, and then now Doctor Strange 2. I mean, a lot of movies were supposed to come out within a 1 to 3 year difference of each other, but everything got delayed, so now they're probably so close together. I mean, they already did, but they're just bringing it out so they can just make the money. So I'm like,
yeah.
Maybe they can make more series because, I think we've only had 3 or 4 series that have come out on Disney Plus this year.
Let's see, Wanda, Captain America, Loki, Hawkeye,
and then Morbius. That's 5.
Did
you say Morbius?
Yeah,
that's not a series. It's a movie.
Or not Morbius, the other one.
Moon Knight.
There you go. That's what I meant.
No, you're good. Yeah, they've got Miss Marvel coming in, and they've got a couple of just She-Hulk.
I like it, dude. They should do, honestly, to keep people's interest and keep them buying Disney Plus. Do like one every 2 months or some shit, you know? Or
That's best. It feels like that's about the pace there, and it's like when a movie comes out, it's right when a show ends. When show starts, it's right when a movie has just gotten like dead, done from being popular. They know when to put them out. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're good at that shit.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate you guys being on today. I'm gonna let you guys go and get back to your whatever you guys are doing.
Yes, sir. All right, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, Jonathan. I'm sorry. I can't
No, I'm just saying that wrong again.
Sit back.
Later, Danny. I'll talk to you later, man. Appreciate you being on the show, homie. All right, hold on. Let me end this right quick. Oh, yeah. Don't forget, guys. Subscribe below. We only need 894 subscribers to get to 1,000. Don't want to rush you. Forget about that, guys. But other than that, guys, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you guys for listening.